I also support the flat tax, and I feel better toward this. And remember, I was the original co-sponsor of Proposal A, which took our funding of schools and put it on the most stable tax known to society, and that's the sales tax. And we reduced property taxes by 50%, put a cap of 5% of inflation, whichever is less. And that's carried on to this day, and all along we said, now listen, schools, in good times you're going to do real well. Remember, prepare for the bad times. If the legislature does bad things, spends too much, regulates too much, taxes too much, the economy takes a dive like it has done, then schools, you're going to take a dive too. And you got to learn to live within your means like the taxpayers who support you. And I think we're seeing that right now. Where, and likewise this here, with the sales tax, it is just so fair. There's no such thing as a totally fair tax, but it's so fair. The flat tax, however, is a great tax too, as long as we show restraint and we don't ask our members of Congress to give an exemption here, an exemption there, a deduction here, a deduction there, and pretty soon the flat tax grows up, and here we have now the present tax code that stands this high. It's confusing, obscene, objectionable, interferes with our life, gets into our privacy, and costs us more money than it's worth. And so anything that'll reduce that problem, this present tax code, I will support. But you asked the question, I was on the spot, you got the answer.
Thank you, because that, and a really important part of the fair tax also is eventually, not in the first year, but it will phase out the IRS, which is a huge, huge, huge cost to it. And it will phase it out for the simple reason that as the fair tax comes into place, you won't have the need for the IRS anymore. That in and of itself is a huge savings for
And basically
taxes.
any of those that will be saved, those workers that
Yes.
will be saved, will be simply counters of money and dispersers of the prebate.
It's a beautiful plan, and the book is so simply written, a third grader can grasp it. It's not heavy duty, it isn't complicated. It's a little small book sitting over there that it's not written, you know, to the great intellectuals. It's written to Mr. and Mrs. John Q. Public, very understandable. It's available at the library. Thank you. And I'm also, if with your permission, I had fair tax to hand out to people. I didn't want to do it until I spoke.
Thanks for coming, folks.
Thank you very much. Are you Danny Walberg's brother?
Oh, I wish I were. No, I'm Paul Walberg's brother. I have a twin brother named Paul. And no, I'm not Donnie Walberg or Mark Walberg either. So go here and then here.
I don't know Mark Schauer. I don't know any of the other candidates for this position, but I know Tim Walberg. I first met Tim Walberg.
I'm waiting for the shoe to drop.
I first met him over 30 years ago, and I've watched what he's done over the years, and the consistency, the integrity, the positive stand makes me to be for him, just like I'm for real money and not counterfeit. And so I've not seen you in many years, but I came today because I just wanted to say I want to vote for the guy that has proven it over and over and over again.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
I live in Africa most of the time, so my votes are usually absentee, but this year I'm here to vote in person.
Good, good, good. Well, my daughter's in Africa, so she can't vote in person. So we'll take your vote.
I used to be the pastor of First Assembly in Saline.
Yeah. That was back in the early 80s.
Late 70s, early 80s,
Yeah.
yeah. That's when we met.
Good to see you.